Hi everyone. Today I want to issue a challenge to everybody. So everybody versus me. And if you would like to find out what this challenge is, then please watch until the end. So over the last couple of days, we've been out various places, mainly trying to find somewhere to do some shopping and things. So a couple of days ago, we went to Market 28. And we bought a few things there, and we're probably going to visit there again because I'm in Mexico. I would like to get some tequila and some mezcal, but I don't want to drink it at the hotel. I want to bring it back with me, so I'll wait until a couple of days before we go. We also went to Isla Mujeres, or Women's Island. It took about half an hour on a ferry to get there. And it was a good trip. The weather was really nice and had a nice breeze on the way there. We were sitting at the back, didn't get the best view on the way back. On the return trip, we sat right at the front and we got the best view. It was a great island. Yeah, we got something to eat. There's nice beaches there. It's approximately 5 miles in length, 5 miles long, which is about 8 kilometers. So it's possible to view the whole island in a single day. We didn't, but it was possible. We looked at the shopping area, and towards the other end there are a lot of hotels. When we went to the Market 28, I bought a chessboard. I like chess. I'm not very good. I know how to play. I'm not the best player either. Yes, I'm not Magnus Carlsen or even remotely comparable, but I bought a chessboard anyway, and I've bought a few over the years, and this is Aztecs versus Mayans chessboard. So okay, and I said there'd be a challenge, so I would like to play chess, though I often don't have anybody to play with. So I would like to propose this challenge that you all play against me. I'll make the first move. I will show you the board, yes, and you can see, and just type in your move in the chat. Now, if you don't know how to play chess, that's fine. You can still join in. I will explain the rules of the game. Okay, you can still join in because, like I say, I'm not very good, and one of you out there, might be the best player ever. And so I am going to take the first comment that gives me a move, and I will take that as your move. So now I am in a hotel, and I will believe in the chessboard here, it'll be left out. So there's always a chance the housekeeping is going to come in and just move a piece. Yeah, and so I will also allow that and let you know if that happens. Yes, in which case we'll move on to the next move. Okay, but yeah, I'll record videos as often as I can. With this, we go out and we then come back. When we're back in the room, I'll make my next move. Okay, but I will try to record as much as I can. Now, the rules of chess. So let me show you the board. So this is the chess board. Okay, these are white, these are black. They black and white regardless of what actual colours they are. Okay, so quick rules of chess. The board is laid out with the light colour on the far right hand side. Okay, so on both sides, the far right, you have the white here. Okay, the queen, which I've taken a guess at with both sides because these are not normal pieces. Okay, so it's more of a challenge as well for me. But a queen goes on its own colour. So queen is on the white queen goes on the white square, and directly opposite the black queen goes on the black square. Okay, and then next to the queen is the king. Okay, once again, I've taken a guess at which one the king is. Yeah, on both sides. Okay, and the king once again on the opposite coloured square. Next to the side of the king and queen, okay, we have the queen's bishop. Yes, this is one of the bishops, one of the white bishops, and this is the king's bishop on the side of the king. Bishops. So these, I'm not too sure which are the bishops and which are the knights here, but we're taking a guess. Like I said, they're not normal. So these are the bishops. These knights here of the white side, these look like standard knights. Okay, the horses. Okay, so these look standard, so they're fine. We can identify them. And these knights decided to use these as the knights. And these are the rooks. Right. These are pyramids. Okay, in this case, and the whites look like standard rooks. Yeah, it's just a castle. Call it a rook. Now these are the front. Yeah, are pawns. Yeah, these all look the same. Yeah. The black and the white. This is a pawn because there's eight of these. This is a bishop, and they look very similar. The bishop is taller, and so it's a little difficult to identify them. The bishop's a little taller, the face looks a little different. So, quick rules. The idea of the game is to capture the king. Okay, so you want to capture the king. The idea of the game is to protect the king. Okay, and the moves, the pawns, they can move forwards. Yeah, just forwards. Okay, there's one space forward, except on the first movement. On the first movement, the pawns can move 2 spaces, okay? But not again. The next move can only move 1. Okay, on the first movement, they can move 2 spaces. Okay. If there is a piece in front of the pawn cannot move and the pawn is stuck. It cannot do anything. Okay, if the piece is a diagonal, then the pawn can capture it, take it. Okay? So these move forwards, they capture diagonally, and then continue moving forwards again. That's the pawns, of course, on both sides. The rook, that can move as many spaces as it wants, forwards, backwards, to the left and to the right. Okay, as many spaces as it's able to. So I could move all the way up here and capture that. It's not a good idea because they've got a rook there that can take this. So. The knight can move either 1 space forward and 2 to the left or right, or 2 spaces forward and 1 to the left or right. So for example, from the position it's in, it can move there, or it can move there. Okay, in the middle here, so it can go 1, 2, 1. okay, or 1, 1, 2. Okay, so it can jump over pieces. Okay, it can avoid capture. This pawn is threatened to capture diagonally. The pawn isn't in danger, but my knight is. So I can avoid capture by going 1, and 1, and 2. Okay. If I were to go 2 forward and 1 to the right, once again I'm going to get captured. Okay, but they can avoid capture, and if played right, the knight is a very good piece to have. So for example, if we're in this position here, okay, I can take either this pawn or this pawn, but one of them might move forwards to try to take me. So I will then take this one. Okay, and if he doesn't move this, the next move may be there to take this. I can now go backwards and take this one. So, that's your knight. The bishop can move diagonally. So you will always have a bishop on the white squares and a bishop on the black squares. Yeah, so this can go from corner to corner. Yeah. Up here, diagonally. And the other bishop is on your black square. Okay, so you've always got one on black and one on white, and diagonal all the way. They cannot move forwards at all, or side or back, only diagonal. The king can only move 1 square, any direction, but only one. Okay, so you can move forwards, back, right, left, diagonal. Okay, 1 square, any direction it wants. And finally, the queen. The queen is the best piece on the board. So all you will need to protect your king, but you ideally do not want anybody to take your queen. Okay, the queen can move any space, any direction. Okay, all across the board. Okay, she can go forwards, back, right, left, diagonally. Okay, any direction. She cannot move like the knight. Okay, so she cannot move like the knight, but she do any other. Yeah, as long as it's a straight movement, the queen can make that movement anywhere on the board. There are specific chess openings, so where a specific sequence of movements where you should start in specific situations. You try to open a specific way. I don't remember the names of any of all the openings now, but I haven't played in a few years. Okay, but there are a few specific openings. I'm not going to get into that because my chess isn't good enough to explain that to you. Yeah, this is just a bit of fun. Best moves to start though are moving the 2 pawns right in front of your king or queen, and the reason is you don't want your king to be trapped. If your king is here and trapped and cannot move, it cannot get out of danger. So it's best to not trap your king and allow it to move by moving this piece first, so we can move forwards if needed, or this piece first so we can move diagonally, okay, if needed. There's one more move I just want to show you because it's important. Okay, I'll move them out of the way. With your king and your rook, this is called castling. And what happens is your king, you cannot do this movement if you're in check, which I will explain in a minute. But if you're not, you can move your king 2 spaces towards the rook, directly next to the rook, and the rook would come directly to the other side of the king. Okay, this is called castling. So if you notice that, yeah, over here they've got all these pieces over here waiting to take your king. You can castle and put your king to the other side, which will slow them down. Okay, so they'll have to rethink the strategy. Okay, now the same can be done on the other side. Let's just move all them out of the way. Okay, so whether your king there, so yeah, you have your king there. Your king, once again, he moves 2 spaces to the left this time, and the rook moves directly to the other side of it. Okay, so as I said, you cannot do this while in check. Okay, which I will explain in a second. I'll just set these back up again. So, check. Okay, so rook there. Let's move those 2 pieces there. Okay, so the rook can. So I've just made my move from say here to here. The rook is now very directly in front of the king. The rook can take the king, okay, quite easily. This is called check. It's check because I can take the king on my next move if the other player doesn't do anything. Okay, this king can move here and out of danger. Okay, it's now out of check. Okay, I can continue and put it back into check again, and then they can keep moving and things, but okay, it's check. If, however, there's no pawn here, but there are the other side, the king can now not move diagonally. It can only move forwards, but I'm there. Okay? Okay, so in order for it to move, in order for it to be protected, another piece, such as the queen or the bishop, can move in front of it. Okay, this then gets it out of check. I could take this piece, but then the queen would now take my piece. Okay, so let's look at the king then being down here. Okay, so this is now checkmate, or an example of checkmate. Okay, the king is being trapped by my rook. So the king doesn't move, I can take it with my rook, I win the game. The king then needs to move, or something needs to block my move, and it can't. The king can, however, move. So if the king, say, moves here, okay, it looks like it's out of danger of my rook, but my knight is here, which can go 1 and then 1, 2. So it's still in danger. So that is an illegal move. The king cannot move there. Okay, the king could move directly to the side. If he does that, it could be taken by my bishop. Okay, so that once again is an illegal move, and it cannot move there. It could try to go to the other side, but then my other knight is here, trapping the king. So once again, the king is still in checkmate. The king still cannot move. So it could try to move diagonally. Because these 2 can't touch it there, but my bishop is up here. Okay, and it can take it diagonally. So the king cannot move to any other space. That is checkmate, and I win the game. So these are the rules, okay? Simply put, and you will learn more as we go along. I bet you're wondering how you're going to tell me your moves, okay? So on some chessboards, okay, you will have numbers and letters, okay, up here and across this way as well. Okay, this one hasn't got them. Okay, there are numbers 1 to 8 and letters A to H. Okay, so the numbers go from here at the white side, okay, up to the black side. So numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's what these rows are. Okay, and the letters go from left to right from the white side. So here, okay, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, if you're on the black side, the letters of course are from the right to the left. Okay, so if you're black side, it's the right, your right hand side is the number 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and the letters go backwards from the black side. Okay, for example, if I were to move this pawn, it's my first move. Okay, we're moving it from A, B, C, D. It's moved from D2 to D4. Okay, so in the chat I would write D2 to D4. Then the next move may be move from E7 to E6. This can move from B1 to C3. Okay, so now on C3, and then this will might move from G7 to G5. So this is how we say where we've moved. I will leave it as simple as that for the moves. There are, you'll in chess you'll see all sorts of letters written. So they would say, you would write like Queen's bishop, Queen's bishop to whichever space. Okay, it becomes more complicated writing. If we leave it simple, okay, we'll just do it like that. Okay, so everybody then can understand which moves, where everybody's moved to. Like I said, this is 1, okay, to 8, and A to H. I will start now, and let me know your move. After you tell me your move, I will move it on the board. Okay, so then everybody can see what's happened. Those they may just, some people of you may just want to follow the game. Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay, I will move E2 to E4. Okay, I've moved E2 to E4. And if you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment, make your move in the comment section, and please share this video, get everybody else involved, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.